Demons lurking, you Twitter searching behind them curtains without a purpose. Bread and circus, just peep the verses. Every time when evil surface, living out these evil curses. I see my people hurting. COVID got these people nervous. It's a damn shame, can't even walk in the store without a mask on. I'm a wise man, mad, praying no pressure won't last long. Turn class on, Captain, I be driving something heavy. Can't lose focus, I'm ready. How we gotta fight these demons? Whole lot of niggas being bitches, whole lot of bitches being petty. Black, Hispanic, Native, we all niggas. One West, home, mother killers. Even though they hate me, they gon' feel us. Fuck them other niggas, we the realest. And we ain't never scared. Just pay attention, my nigga. Here comes the circus once they give you the bread. All this bullshit I ain't feeling it. Gotta peep game, be vigilant. All of my niggas stay diligent. Everything I rap, we living it. And I'ma prophesy until all of my people rise. Just open up your eyes. Pay attention. That's how they get you. Just pay attention to the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they trap you. Try to distract you with the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they get you. Just pay attention to the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they trap you. Try to distract you with the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. Voting for the lesser two evils is nonsense. Social media keep you distracted with foolish content. You keep scrolling, the weak folding. Since 1969 we hold it down and keep rolling. Rolling hard with battle scars from proven soldiers. My people destroyed, corrupted venom from these wicked cobras. Until it's over, gotta man up. Kwam Yasha Allah, they shooting us with our hands up. Don't fucking cowards, prince of the power, but I ain't shit without my team. We hit the scene and stay prepared to meet the king. Sword in our hand, ready to stand, ready to fight, ready to kill. And for all my brothers, I give my life. It's a time to fish and it's a time to hunt. Stay on no, put down a blunt. Don't get killed cause you trying to stun. Gotta keep ready for the battlefront. That's how they trap you and distract you with the bread and circus. But you can't see cause you too blind behind them curtains. That's how they get you. Just pay attention to the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they trap you. Try to distract you with the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they get you. Just pay attention to the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they trap you. Try to distract you with the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus.
Whose possessors slay them. Whose possesses the people that own us. Right. Murder us. That's what it means to slay somebody. It means to kill them without empathy, man, or consideration. To slay us. Go ahead. And hold themselves not guilty. And hold themselves not guilty, like this piece of garbage right
What's the agenda, you niggas, cowards and pretenders? White flag to the white man, you surrender. Just remember, wicked niggas love to hang with sinners. Shit is disgusting to think it's cool to switch genders. Bruce Jenner. Babylon is falling, and one West is prevalent. Boots, lace, war bands on, we in our element. It's evident they killing how they evident. Coward murderers, I pray the Lord send the pestilence and cause famine, wreak havoc and cause damage. Coronavirus shook up the earth, now watch them all panic. Fighting through these curses that we live in. Prepare slaughter, complete the order when it's given. These crackers crumble, we humble their activity. For it is written that they shall go into captivity. These devils must pay for their war crimes. Sell your garments and go and get a sword when it's wartime. Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. Out of one car when it's wartime. Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. Out of one car when it's wartime.
Your music can be stopped by a gun. They'll call a gun to come and kill you over your music. That's the world that you living in, man.
Con out of one con when it's wartime. Can't be lukewarm, gotta make up your mind. If you ain't heard nothing, you better hit this rhyme. When it go down, you gon' have to be with your kind. Ain't no laughing, ain't no joking on the battlefield. If you don't follow the order, you could get us all killed. Ain't no thing to grab the block and burst and squeeze mine. You gon' learn to do it, not the second, but the first time. 223, 308, AR-15 rifle. Warring with the dragon like I'm the Archangel Michael. I got hand grenades, I pull the pin and throw it at you quicker. I can say a prayer and send them evil curses, now you see. If we do what the Lord tell us to do, Babylon will fall. I'm gonna do what Saul didn't do, and I'm gonna kill them all. It's time to kill, not heal, it's time to break them down, know who you are. Ain't no time to love, it's time to hate these heathens, time for war.
Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. I don't want car when it's wartime. Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. I don't want car when it's wartime. Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. I don't want car when it's wartime. Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. I don't want car when it's wartime.
Even though you in the ghetto, even though you poor, even though you suffering, even though you ain't had a good education, even though you got the weight of the most powerful empire in the world on your neck, God is going to come and stop every bit of it. He's going to shut it down.
Sorry, Christ. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Sorry, Christ. All right, y'all. This is Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Since 1969, we educate Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, West Indians from North, Central, and South America, and we educate them on their true heritage, which is comprised of laws, statutes, commandments that are only found in one book, that is the Holy Bible, the 1611 King James Version, all right, or the Bible, the most accurate book that we have out today. We use this Bible, then we can stop gang violence. We use this Bible, we can get our women off of stripper poles. We use this Bible, we can stop domestic violence. We can bring our families together. See what I'm saying? We can serve the Lord under one king. We can be one body. You know what I'm saying? We can most definitely be under one doctrine, meaning one baptism, one teaching. You see what I'm saying? And Yahawashi Mashiach, known to the world as Jesus Christ, Yahawashi Mashiach is our king, right? The 12 tribes, the lost tribes of the nation of Israel, it's their king. It's our king, all right? And we've been doing this since 1969 under the most controversial man in America, Commanding General YAHANNA, all right? So welcome, everybody, to I.S.U.P.K. Houston. This is the scripture breakdown. I'm going to be teaching on bread and circus. A lot of you might not know what the bread and circus is, but it's one of America's finest games that they love to play on poor people. All right, it's a game that they love to play against the needy, against people who are looking for some type of hope, right? Looking for some type of, release from everyday hell that they have to go through on planet Earth. Well, guess what? They get us by the bread and circus. You understand what I'm saying? And that bread and circus, a lot of you all who may not know, the bread and circus is what our oppressor does to poor people, meaning they have free games, right? Free games. They have free food, right? Free activities. Everything is free, right? They say free time, right? And all of that freeness is to distract, to divert, right? To keep your mind off of the kingdom of heaven. Keep your mind off of building with your own nation of people. You understand? To keep your mind away from following God's laws, because God has a set of laws for so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, right? He has a set of laws that govern our nation, okay? And again, before I even start this, there's nothing wrong with playing a game. All right, let's get that out of the way. There's nothing wrong with playing a game, a game of exercise, something that's going to be fun and fulfilled, for your nation, that's going to bring dollar bills and revenue, right? Income to your nation of people. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Entertainment can be fun, right? But there's a time and a place for everything. What we'll go over tonight is, today rather, our oppressor is calculating, right, these moments of entertainment, plotting on the poor people, and purposely distracting them away from growing into the people that they're supposed to be, which are the children of Israel. We are the kings, right? We are the princes. You understand? We are the princes of the power. We are Yasha Allah. And it's stopping our women from being princesses, and it's taking away from the men of war. It's taken away from the men of valor. Right? It's taken away from our warriors that are on the streets. You see what I'm saying? And it's reducing them to puppets. It's reducing them, to a Super Bowl game, right? To a Super Bowl game. Any distraction that is distracting you from the God of Israel and you building your nation, you building your kingdom up for your own nation of people is most definitely bread and circus. They give you the bread, right? They give you the fun. They give you the circus. And guess what? Unfortunately, right? But fortunately, I'll explain the fortunate part. Unfortunately, our gates languish, right? And so this is easy to happen. Our gates are wide open. So it's easy for our people to be distracted, to be easily manipulated into sin. We've been doing it from the Garden of Eden, covering ourselves with the other nations' customs, right? Sewing on those, making an apron of those fig leaves, right? Sewing on fig leaves, which is the customs and the traditions of your captors, basically and truthfully, your enemies. All right, so that's what we'll find out today. So again, I am priest and officer 5,000 of One Allah, Ban Yahweh, Ban Yasha Allah. And I'm going to go forward with this class today. Again, thank you for joining. If you have not, like and share this video immediately. Baba Kwashah, please, in the Hebrew, so we can get this information out. All right. And we'll get started. So one of my first scriptures, you gonna pull a scripture from? So one of these first scriptures I would like to get into, right? Of today's class, bread and circus, is Revelation chapter 5, verse 10. A very let me make sure I'm there with you. All right, Revelations 5 and 10. There we go. Now I'm in. All right, Revelations 5 and 10. Let me get that with you so I know. Everybody know I teach. I start teaching and start popping them off my dome. The spirit get in me, man. I want to make sure that I'm accurate. All right, for the sake of time. All right. All right. So we had Revelation 5 and 10. All right, and I was right. All right, no sign Christ. Yeah, you got the mic on. All right, let's get it. You pushed it right there. Okay. All right. Say something and see if you open up. See if you read out right there. See a mixer right there. All right. Say something on the microphone so you know. Do you see anything reading out? Okay. Now when I talk, you see the reader. Okay. So now when you talk, is it reading out? All right. Go ahead and read it out loud as you can. And then in between that, you go out and get the other brother. All right. And go ahead.
Revelation chapter 5, verse 10.
Revelation chapter 5, verse 10, for those who can't hear.
And has made us unto our God kings and priests.
What did he say he was?
Kings and priests.
We are kings and we are priests. You understand? Because the scripture says they sung a new song. So what is that new song? That new song is the truth. That's what that new song is. Thou art worthy to take the book. Right? The saints are worthy to take the book, man, to open the seals thereof. You see what I'm saying? And they thought that we were out of there. They thought our king was gone. You understand? But God has redeemed us. You understand? By thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, All 12 tribes, man. This is what this verse 10 is relating to. Read it again.
Revelation chapter 5, verse 10. And has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
No, we shall facilitate ourselves with our enemy.
We shall reign on the earth.
No, we're going to go to the Super Bowl and make the oppressor rich.
We shall reign on the earth.
That's how you reign on the earth. You reign on the earth by facilitating and assimilating with your own people. That's how you grow an economic society, right? That's how you build a strong wall and an infrastructure that is unbreakable by everyone that's in the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Who are deemed, redeemed. Redeemed means to restore. We're the ones being restored what was taken from us, our rightful place on the planet, first of all. Okay? So now we are being redeemed to be what? The Lord has made us kings and priests. So we must act accordingly. A king, a priest, we do not get caught up in bread and circus, man. I don't even know who's playing in this Super Bowl. I don't even know what number of Super Bowl. But you know what I do know? I do know that Commander General YAHANNA is the leader of the nation of Israel. I do know that in Cocoa Beach, Florida, all right, April 15th is the Passover. I do know that. I don't know how many number of Super Bowls, but I do know that it's the 53rd annual authorized Lord's Passover. Okay, the only authorized Passover. I do know that. I know the numbers on that. I could give a hoot who is playing in the Super Bowl. You know why? Raised up under Commanding General YAHANNA. That's why. Right? Not to backslide and start, listen, man. Listen, looking at a game is fine. All right. See, and this is what I really want to explain. Looking at a game is fine. Saying, oh, that's my team, this and that. You sit at the house, whatever. Listen, man. When you go to the game, okay, and you act like your oppressor, all right. Let's say if the Eagles are playing, listen, it's gonna be the oppressor's children out there standing on the front, down in the field boxes, almost on the field, and they are going to be painted in all green. That's the color of the Eagles, right? They're gonna be painted in all green, face painted. Got the little the black mascara or whatever under the eyes. They got the number of their favorite football player painted on their chest. First of all, they have no shirt on. That's gay in itself. That's so romantic, right? Right? Romantic, meaning that's what the Romans do. Right? No shirt in front of everybody. Right? Just disgusting, man. And they are going, woo, all right, woo. Listen, they're not just cheering and chanting for just, they don't have to be on any alcohol either. They really mean what they're saying. They really love those teams. You know why? Because that is the oppressor's highest form of elevation. That's the highest form of his vibration. He don't believe in no God, man. He don't believe in the God of Israel, right? He's not holy. He's not a peculiar people. He's not a royal priesthood. You see what I'm saying? Right? The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, all right? And the same one that has you go to a gymnasium. Listen, we're going to go ahead and get that. Give me that. Let's go to Maccabees. Let's go to Maccabees in Macedonian era, right? And look at what Alexander did, man. Right? And now they fed all of that down to Antiochus when we were slaves, right? And when they had a slave, go to First Maccabees. Let me get there with you. Let me see. I only wrote a couple of scriptures down. The rest of them just be popping to me. Let me see. This is okay. Go to First Maccabees chapter 1, and we'll start at verse 10, and we'll read down to 15, right? So now, this is after so Alexander reigned 12 years and then he died, right? And then Antiochus comes through. Okay. Antiochus comes through and he starts, he's a clever devil, right? Because what he does, he starts to get wicked men of Israel. That's right, y'all. In order for our oppressor to follow through with the bread and circus, right? Follow through with the bread and circus, he needs, of course, our own people to sell us out. That's exactly what he needs, right? I'm putting this in here too as they come to my mind. Okay, go. So now we're going to take a little, he's going to read a couple scriptures and showing you that this day right now is no different than today. No different than the Super Bowl and the place where they're playing it in. All right, so I'll let him read first, then I'll detail it, right? All right, tell him where you at. You got the mic on? Fantastic. I can hear you. How's the readout? It's like barely in the yellow. Say something.
It's the WAP, sir.
Okay, let's get it.
Verse Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes.
Antiochus, surname Epiphanes. Here we go. Read.
Son of Antiochus, the king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Of the kingdom of the who?
Of the Greeks.
This is what our people need to know in church. This is why the pastor needs to sit down and come to class in the I.S.U.P.K and learn the truth about the Bible. So you won't go around talking about go to Galatians, no, Romans chapter 1 verse 6, or go to Galatians chapter 3 verse 27 through 29, where it says first the Greeks, then first the Jews, then the Greeks, and we're all one in Christ Jesus, neither bond nor free, male or female, we're all one, Jews and Greeks, first the Jew and then the Greek. If you would read the Apocrypha, this book right here, man, it is right here, the Apocrypha. The 14 books that were taken out by the Catholic Church, man. Here they go right here. All right. This is going to let you see our time when we were under the Greeks. This is why we're so inclusive to other nations, and we don't understand that the promises, right, and the salvation, the covenants are only for the children of Israel, right? Read this book, church Christians, if you're watching this, the Apocrypha. All right. It's not a separate book. It is not. This is not. This is a book that goes right after Malachi, right? And the rule of the Medes and King Darius, and right before we enter into Rome in the book of Matthew. There's a piece missing right there. Guess what? Bing, here you go right here. It's the Apocrypha. You need it. Put it in your life. Go to Amazon. It's probably like $10, hard copy. All right. All right. Let's get it. All right. So now the kingdom under the Greeks, right? That day in the Greeks is the same as now. Read.
Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Hold it. In those days went there out of Israel what?
Wicked men.
T.D. Jakes is what?
Wicked men.
Al Sharpton is what?
Wicked men.
Jesse Jackson is what?
Wicked men.
Any Negro pastor, Christian pastor, and a slime ball, grubby, money hungry, thieving church that's not telling the children of Israel that they are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. Okay, they are what?
Wicked men.
That's right, wicked men. Wicked men. All in the sports arenas. Wicked men. All, listen, your favorite basketball players, like your favorite football players, your favorite announcers, your favorite actors and actresses, right? Your favorite musicians, right? They are all wicked men and women. Read on. We're going to show you why. Read.
Who persuaded many.
Hold on. What did our people do?
Persuaded many.
Nah, the oppressor persuaded our own people.
who persuaded many,
The wicked men of Israel persuaded our own people. Read.
saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen
Let us go make an agreement with our enemies. Keep going.
that are round about us.
That are in the same place, the city around us. Keep going.
For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
You hear that? So now every time we break away from our enemies to do things and live autonomous and be on our own, guess what happens? You have wicked Negroes from Israel who say, you know what? I miss this and I miss that. And, you know, instead of just trying to build for ourselves, why don't we go just build for the oppressor again? I like that. Let's go just build for the oppressor again. Let's not do anything for ourselves. I'm so tired. I'm so weak. I'm frustrated. I got anxiety. What? When you're trying to build your own nation? Of course you do. But when it's time to build for the oppressor, you got all the energy in the world. You working double time and triple time, 80, 90 hours a week, getting it in, building what? His circus. You're building his economy, right? You go to the Super Bowl, you buy, listen, man. Beer costs, I think it's like $10, if that. Nachos is there than $10. So I know a beer costs more than that. One beer inside of a stadium, right? And you brought all your homeboys. You had a girls' night out and you know, wore the jerseys and trying to scream and yell for who? Listen, even the person you're screaming for, you could listen. You could go to the Super Bowl and I wish I knew who was playing. I don't care. Anyway, it's not even relevant. It's not important. Well, you could go and scream for your favorite football player. That football player you screaming for, he don't know you. He don't give a hoot about you. And those bonuses and everything that he gets and the money that he receives is going in his bank account. And then he is going to pursue, that black man is going to pursue his life and go forward with his white wife. Oh, damn. Right? Because that's not 9 times out of 10, that's what he has. And if he has a black, Hispanic, or a Native Indian, an Israelite woman as a wife, as a woman, it won't last long. Because in order for you to elevate, remember now, it's levels to this, right? So the ones who are performing out there on the baseball or the football field, they're performing the bread and circus for the ones who are putting the bread and circus on, for the oppressor in the field boxes, the ones that you don't see, popping champagne, looking at how the stadium fills up with thousands of people and they make millions of dollars in the course of a couple of hours, right? And not one of those proceeds, not any of that money goes to black, Hispanic, and Native Indian communities. None of it. So what exactly did you accomplish other than being led astray like sheep? Looking foolish, right? Okay. Which I got another one real quick. Just ignore. I'm just writing this down real quick. There we go. Boom. So now, this is why we say that the Gates language. Give me that Jeremiah. You know what? Don't worry about it. Keep reading. I don't want to lose that. Go ahead. So now we have departed, and we got much sorrow because we left. This is what our own people are saying. We broke away from our enemies. Now they want to return and go back to their enemies and make a covenant with them, to make an agreement with them. Let's find out what kind of agreement. Read on, Baba Kusha.
Another one come. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Do you hear this nonsense? So then certain of the people, right, which are the leaders or the entertainers, the religious leaders, all of them. In this case, it's entertainment, the ones who got the talent, right? They go to Antiochus and they get a license. You see that? They get the authority, the right to do after what?
The ordinances of the heathen.
Now, the ordinance to start their own business.
The ordinances of the heathen.
Yeah, that might need to come up some. That's what I thought. Yeah, we'll wait till he come in. Either kind of hold it closer. I know they could probably hear you online, but I want it to be real good. Yeah, do you know how to turn it up? No? Don't even swear. Let the brother come back in, all right? All right, just make sure you try to hold it close as possible. All right, so it says, license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. So you're going to do what they say do. You're going to do what your oppressor say do in his kingdom, right? Because there's different levels to this. Different levels, right? So you got the top, the oppressor, giving the bread and circus to the players, right? Now, how they get them with the bread and circus? The same way you train a dog, man. When a dog, listen, you don't train a dog just on your leisure time. That's not how you train a dog. You don't get a dog to do tricks for you just by saying, come over here and roll over. That dog is not going to listen to you until you give it some bread. And you're going to have to what? The best time to train a dog, you know the best time to train a dog? Do you know the best time to train a dog, Razaniyash? The best time to train a dog is when it's hungry. Is when you get ready to feed it. That's when you train a dog. You see? So the same goes for when the slave master wants to train us. You ain't trying to do nothing the slave master do until you get hungry. Now you're willing to do what? I tell you what you're willing to do. You're willing to make a covenant with the heathen round about you, because since you departed, you've had much sorrow. So now you're ready to make a covenant, ready to sell your people out for some bread. Now, once the players do it, they pull the bread and circus on who? On the people. Right? People meaning the Israelites. And then we go to the Coliseum or the stadium. And then who do we run the bread and circus on? Our children. It's levels to it, and we keep passing it down from generation to generation. That time back in the day is just like now. We're going to prove it. Read on. Verse 14.
Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
Whereupon they built a what?
A place of exercise.
A gymnasium. A place of what?
A place of exercise.
A stadium. A place of what?
A place of exercise.
An amphitheater. A place of what?
Exercise.
An exercise. Where they do the Super Bowl at, y'all. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. They built. Not the heathen. No, they built. Like today, it would be Mexicans building it. That's who's going to build it. Yeah, they're going to build a place of exercise like they built in NRG Stadium over here. Used to be the Reliance Center in Houston, Texas. Right? And guess what they have? All types of bread and circus. They just had what you call it? With the big monster trucks. They just had that. Just had the big monster trucks, bread and circus. Right? And motocross and listen, man, you go in there, man, and you guaranteed to have lung cancer, man. It's so much exhaust pipe smoke going all through that place. You see what I'm saying? But it's still a customs of the heathens. That's what it is. And you go and support it. Right? When the real rodeo in Houston, Texas. Let me give you some history. Those of you might not know about Houston, Texas, right? On South Park Boulevard, it's now called MLK or Martin Luther King Boulevard. It was called South Park Boulevard. And we had a black rodeo, so-called black rodeo, to where we would have our horses and everybody else who would a big rodeo festival that would be up and down the streets all up and down South Park Boulevard, down Cullen, all the way down, man. All the way down to it would go all the way down to the Orleans apartments. the VA apartments, all the way down there. You see, and come, and it would be glorious, man. And it would last, and it would go all the way up to oh man, what is it? OST, right? All the way up by McGregor Park. Black people, man, who had horses, who had ranches, right? Who was passing these traditions down to their children. That's right. We are the original cowboys. That's what I'm saying. We are the original everything, man. Everything. You see? And guess what? Guess what our oppressor did? Our oppressor hijacked our rodeo, our black rodeo, and took it from off of MLK. And what did they do? They put all types of ordinances and laws here and around the surrounding cities that stop black people from having our own rodeo. And guess what they did? They put it in, man, what's that place it used to be a long time ago? They put it in the Astro Arena. That's where they first held it, along with the other. Oh man, what am I trying to say? The Bread and Circus, which was the Ringling Brothers and Bailey and Barney Circus, whatever it is. All right, a circus with the clowns and the ones who go on the trapeze and stuff like that. Right, and tame the lions and the elephants and all of that stuff. Ringling Brothers Bailey Circus or something like that, right? And then they moved it to the Astrodome. Why? I tell you why. Because since there was no way for us to keep having it on Martin Luther King, they started bringing their goons out there, police blocking off the block saying we can't have it down there no more for whatever reason. Well, no, but listen, man, there was nobody getting shot watching a damn rodeo and a black parade of it going down South Park Boulevard. Nobody got shot. There's no statistics on that. But they moved because they saw the money, right? So they don't want us to be distracted. No, it's okay, like I said earlier, for us to be distracted by our own nation. That's okay, as long as those distractions are positive, right? As long as those distractions bring growth, right? And they teach us, and they're ethical, right? And of more value. There's nothing wrong with those type of distractions, right? But what they did, they took it down there. Now it's in NRG Stadium, right? Because what did they do? Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, the way they wanted. Right? Keep going.
Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised.
They did what?
Made themselves uncircumcised.
They made themselves uncircumcised. See if that mic will come up a little bit. They made themselves uncircumcised. Keep going.
And forsook the holy covenant.
And forsook the, hey, don't turn it up too loud. That's what I just need a pinch on it, right? And forsook the holy covenant. Meaning they said the hell with following after the laws, statutes, and commandments of the God of Israel in the Bible, right? They said forget all of that, man. Don't turn this mic up. Turn that. Okay, you got it. Excellent. All right? So read it again from 15.
Verse
That's it.
15.
That's perfect.
And made themselves uncircumcised.
They did what?
Made themselves uncircumcised.
They made themselves uncircumcised, which means this has nothing to do with foreskin, right? On any genitals, all right? They made themselves uncircumcised by breaking God's laws, commandments, and following after the heathens and sewing fig leaves on themselves and covering themselves with the other nations' customs, traditions, ideologies, philosophies, and entertainment. That's what our people did, right? And they forsook the holy covenant, something that's separate only for the children of Israel, right? Read on.
And forsook the holy covenant.
Read.
And joined themselves to the heathen.
They did what?
joined themselves to the heathen.
They joined themselves to the heathens. Read.
And were sold to do mischief.
And they were sold. When you join yourself to the heathen, it's for a price. That's why it says, and were sold to do mischief. Yeah. Michael Jordan has millions, man. But guess what? Michael Jordan would have made more if he would have had an actual percentage in Nike. And he don't have no percentage in Nike. Can you believe that? So he made billions of dollars, but he could have made billions upon billions. But even Michael Jordan said, I'm just going to get what I can get. And then this will be enough, what? For me. He said this will be enough for me. See? Even Michael Jordan knew that if he said, well, I want at least half, man, or 75%, you using my name. Right? No, he was sold. And that's why you'll never find any of our top financial leaders. Notice how I say that. Any of our financial top leaders in our nation, right? In our race that will back or support or speak up for any black Hispanic getting shot down in the street by a crooked cop, man. Because they got too much to lose, as they say. But meanwhile, we're losing our nation. That's not too much for you to lose. That's because Christianity taught you only how to love yourself. Now we go to Jeremiah 14:2. That's what Christianity teaches you. It teaches you to go all in for the bread and circus. And it's not just it's not just the Super Bowl. It's October. It's Halloween. It's Thanksgiving. It's Christmas. What does October and Thanksgiving and Christmas have to do with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man? At least the glorification and the upliftment of our people. Somebody please tell me what it has to do. Don't even waste your time typing it. It don't have a damn thing to do with us. Nothing. So why do we take part in it? Bread and circus. We take part in it because we're distracted. We take part in it because we haven't been taught about our culture and who we are. So it's easy to get distracted. This day is like that day. And we're going to go into the Old Testament as well. Right? Okay, so read what you got.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Judah mourneth.
Judah do what?
Judah mourneth.
That's us. We crying out. We hurting, man. That's why we looking for some type of hope. So we're the ones that's going to fall for that bread and circus. Just make it free. And our oppressor will do that. They'll say $100 to come to the Super Bowl. $150, $2,000. Ain't nobody coming. Like, hey, man, these Negroes ain't budging. All right, make it free. Why? Because they can. It's not all about money to them all the time. It's about controlling you all the time. Not about money. It's about keeping blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians distracted from knowing their nationality, from knowing that they're Israelites, and knowing that Christ, right, Yahawashi Mashiach, Jesus Christ, is on the way with over 200 million angels to come and give you salvation. You'll never be able to understand that sitting at a Super Bowl game with popcorn, talking about go, run, kick the ball, catch the ball. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but you're doing it. What's wrong with it is you're doing it for another nation of people who are purposely distracting you away from you getting your glory of the kingdom of heaven. And I know you work hard. Blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, I'm with you. Honestly, I'm with you, all right? That's why I became a priest under Commanding General YAHANNA and I.S.U.P.K. Because I understand your plight. I understand our plight, all right? But what you have to understand is you cannot continue to be hoodwinked and bamboozled, right, and easily swayed to and fro, right, over a football helmet, man, right, over somebody going touchdown. And I know you work so hard. Listen, I get it. You work from check to check, right? There's no breathing room. So guess what? You just want to go have fun. It's all in the name of fun. But guess what? If I'm your brother, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's not all in the name of fun. It's all in the name of sin. It's all in the name of abomination. That's what it is. And you're gonna have to come to a realization. You're gonna have to stop it. And you're gonna have to come back home and follow your God, the God of Israel, who absolutely hates when you serve other gods and serve other nations other than yourself. He hates it. Right? So give me some more on that.
Whereupon, they are black unto the ground.
Black meaning we are, listen, man, we are absolutely, we are the lowest, man. We are. They call us black because of our condition. We are black. When I say black, I mean all 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. We are so black. You see what I'm saying? We are being trodden on by these other nations and led astray to believe every hopeful thing that might just happen, and we'll go for it. Right? Is that all? Keep going.
Whereupon, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
And the cry of Jerusalem, man, the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. You see what that is? The cry of Jerusalem is gone up, man. And that right there is something that we really, really have to change about ourselves, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna really have to wake up as a nation of people, and we're gonna have to be stronger, man. Give me Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10 and 11. Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10 and 11. Right? Yeah, absolutely. And that's our main problem, man. So when we wake up as a nation, I'm just in class right now. I ended up teaching class, so I'll call you as soon as I get out. All right, Shalom in Christ. So this is one of the scriptures that's in Isaiah that fits our leadership. The reason why our gates languish, because we don't have any proper leadership. Gates are set up to do what? Gates are set up to protect, right? To protect who? What, the wind blowing or something, or a dog coming in? Well, a dog is close. It is a metaphor for our enemies, for heathen nations. All right, so don't get upset if I'm saying heathen. The Bible just said that the wicked men of Israel made a covenant with the heathen. Why should you get upset when it's in the Bible? Right? Because the truth hurt, boy. That truth cut. I get it. Well, guess what? We're gonna cut some more. Give me what you got.
Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10.
Read.
His watchmen are blind.
His watchmen are what?
Are blind.
Now they wide awake. They watching the people and watching our nation, right?
His watchmen are blind.
Yeah, his watchmen are blind. That's what it says. Right? Our leadership, rather, is blind. That's right. Keep going.
They are all ignorant.
Listen, man, this ain't me. This is the Lord speaking through Isaiah about our leadership, saying they're all stupid. They're all ignorant, right? And the word ignorant is the root word for ignorant is to what? Ignore. They all ignore all the problems that are around us that keep us under everybody, under other nations, right? That keep us poor, that stop us from ruling over everybody. You ignore that, you're stupid. If you ignore that, you hate your people. If you ignore that, then you'll sleep with the oppressor. You'll sleep with your enemy. If you ignore that, then you will celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter and New Year's and Mother's Day, Father's Day, and your damn birthday, everything else, right? And St. Patrick's Day, without the hell that's got to do with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But all of it is bread and circus. All of it is a distraction to keep you away from following your God in the Bible. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you do have a God, a real God that's in the Bible. That everybody else has stolen your God, right? You should steal your own God back. That's what you're gonna have to do. You got to go and steal your God that they stole back. You sure in the hell ain't finna go to him and ask him for it. Imagine somebody stealing your bicycle, a bully. You can say, excuse me, you've been, riding my bike, for a while now. It's been like 20 years and I'm a little bit older. I'm a little bit stronger now. Can I please, if you don't mind, that is, perhaps, could like peradventure, we learned that word today, right? Could you kind of give me my bike back if you don't mind, if it's not too much trouble? Let me tell you something. You're never gonna get your bike back asking that. And that's just a bike. They gonna ride your Swin 10 speed forever. They gonna keep your little Huffy and your little Rampart, whatever bikes they got these days. They're gonna keep your bike forever because you're not showing any aggression that you want it. Whatever you want, you got to take it. Period. And I don't mean it's got to be a fight, but it does have to be more than you who want it back. It's got to be more than you who wants it back. Imagine you going to go get your bike back from a bully, right? And then now you say, you know what? I'll be back. And you go get your brother. You go get your older brother. And your brother go get his cousin. Then they show up. Hey, man, my brother want his bike back. He don't want to give his bike back. No sweat. He go get his big uncle. His uncle go get his other. You notice, right? You notice I'm not saying get his niece and get his auntie and go get his grandmother. That's no disrespect to women. But life is warfare. Men have to run the nation because it's war. Period. It's killing and war that goes on. And you have to protect your nation. And sometimes, people get hurt. And a man who loves his nation, who's not confused and won't get caught up in the bread and circus, he's going to fight for his country. What is his country? Israel. Okay? He's going to fight for his nation of people. You understand? His bloodline, his lineage. He's going to protect his children. Any man, right, that loves his nation is going to do that. And eventually, go get daddy. Daddy show up. Give me my son bike back. Right? The mic didn't go out. I just didn't say the word. Right? All right. Your daddy show up. Hey, give my son's bike back. I want my father mucking son's bike. See, I said that. Oh, you like that, huh? You like that, huh? Like that, huh? Yeah, I took the M off the F and put the F on the M. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, I want my father mucking son's bike back. You see? And guess what? You're gonna get a bike back. You're gonna have to do the same, Israel, for your culture. You have to do the same for your God. You have to fight to get your God back because everybody thinks that the God of Israel in the Bible is their God. And it's not. And it's got to stop. So we got to fight to get it back. You got to hate this place to get it back, man. You understand? All right, so let's go ahead and get some more.
Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10 in the middle. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
They are all dumb dogs, loving to bark like little chihuahuas, little Pekingese, little poodles. Right? You stomp. They're not going to defend anything. These pastors and our leaders that's supposed to be over us, who is supposed to protect the storehouse, protect our nation. They're not. They just bark. They love to slumber. They're lazy. They love that money and that prosperity doctrine. Other than that, our people, woe be unto the pastors who have scattered the sheep, who have not visited the people. The Lord gonna deal with you. The Lord is dealing with America right now and all the evil that's going on. You see what I'm saying? You think it's over, huh? You think all the plagues is over, right? There's more. There's more. Get ready for that third woe. Get ready. All right. Is that all? You got some more?
Verse 11.
Yeah.
Yea, they are greedy dogs.
Oh, they are what?
Greedy dogs.
Greedy dogs. That's how you find thousands of dollars in the wall in the bathroom in a church. Lakewood Church, Joel Osteen. I just told it. Right. Yeah, I told it. Right. All right. Because you all look up to him, a damn oppressor that don't know the Bible. He catch you up in that bread and circus inside the church. Catch you up with the bread and circus. All you gotta do is put the choir on. It's not gonna be an all white oppressors choir, right? It's gonna be some who? It's gonna be Israelites, right? Wicked men of Israel and women who are gonna put on church gowns, right? And go and sing inside the church and make a covenant with the heathen. If you think I'm lying, don't forget about the most upsetting image I've ever seen in my life with so-called black Negro, not so-called, but yeah, so-called black Negro leaders touching on Donald Trump, standing over him in the Oval Office, praying with a devil. Praying with a devil as if he's close to God, as if him and God is tight. You talking about the same man who can't keep his hands off a women's vagina? Is that the same Donald Trump? Or am I talking about another one? Right. The same one that said that Mexicans are predators, or was it Hillary Clinton? They all the same. They all the same. You see what I'm saying? Why do we keep voting and falling for the bread and circus while we're voting? Because we feel as if we envy our oppressor and be a part of what they're doing and make a covenant with them and forsake all of God's laws, that they'll accept us. Right? Never works. Right? Are we done?
Yeah, they're good. No, there's still some more, sir.
Go ahead.
They are greedy dogs which can never have enough.
They can't have enough. They just want money, more, and to get more money is more bread, right? To give you the circus, right? It's more contracts with the heathens over and over again. They've sold their souls, man, unto Satan. Keep going.
And they are shepherds that cannot understand.
They are shepherds, which they're supposed to be leading Black and Hispanic Native Indians in these churches. Because everyone that goes to the bread and circus, they what? They church Christians. So don't ask me how am I tying this in with Christians. Because all Christians get caught up in the blood and circus and they support the Super Bowl. In Black and Hispanic neighborhoods, they're all out inside. They're all outside right now, right? In the front yard, whether it's cold or not, right? And they got their jerseys on with the beer going, with the big screen TV outside. And guess what's going to happen when they get drunk? Somebody surprise me. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen when they get to screaming and yelling? Come on, y'all. Huh? What? Say it again.
They start fighting.
Of course they're going to start fighting. Of course they're going to start fighting. Because we don't know how to gather together, O nation undesired, for the sake of righteousness. We fell for the bread and circus. I told you it was layers to it. We fell for our own bread and circus because I said, what? We said, I'm not going over to Emma's house and grandma this house. I ain't going to their house for no Thanksgiving. I ain't doing that. The hell with Christmas, blah, 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 blah. Now, since that passed, now you all feel that what? Y'all like the same team. So now you can go over there. And you go over there and you do what? Get to chilling, get to talking, get to drinking. And then you realize what? Oh, I hate my family members. What am I doing here? I forgot I hate everybody in here. And plus, my team is losing as if it's your team. Now, my team is losing. You're winning. I put money in the pot, but you still owe me money that you ain't paid me last week, so the bet's off. What you mean the bet's off? I ain't doing it. And there you go. Now everybody in the house is fighting. See what I'm saying? And guess what? That's kind of good that does happen. It's terrible that it happened, but it's good because whenever you forsake the Lord God of Israel to go and follow the customs of the heathens, then guess what? The Lord turned his back on you anyway, and all you got is trouble coming at you. So you want to, what do you do when they tailgate? That's what you call it, right? So you ain't got enough money. I'm just getting all this stuff in my brain now. So you don't have enough money because we're poor to go into the NGR stadium. So you tailgate outside. Hi, Massa, I'm here. Couldn't make it in, but I'm outside. I'm still supporting you, Massa. We look like idiots and fools, man. Idiots. Then after it's over, after the game's over, you got the law enforcement who's on the freeway, on the back streets, waiting for blacks and Hispanics to go home anyway. Boo! Hey, I was watching the game, had a couple drinks. I don't care. Get out. We make money off of you, dumb. Now you're going to jail for a DWI. Oh, but please let me go. It's my fourth one. Oh, your fourth one? Now you're going to prison for life. Now it will separate you from your family. Now your grandchildren, you'll never see them again. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to go to the bread and circus. Yeah. They're going to go to the bread and circus. You can't tell them that because you're in prison now. They take their children. Because why? Because your grandchildren want to grow up. They went through pain without being around you. And now they're just looking for fun. See how the cycle continues, right? Now you're just looking for fun. Hey, the Super Bowl game. I remember my grandpa. He did this and they did that. So guess what the children are going to do? Do I have to repeat it? Of course I will. They'll have a Super Bowl get-together tailgate at the party in front of their house. Yeah, with the big screen and drink. And then somebody's going to find out what? I hate everybody here. Plus my team's losing. And I put money in the pot. But he owes me money. And I'm not paying nothing. The bets are all, you know what? I think I'm repeating myself. I'm repeating myself like Jeremiah 31 and Hebrews chapter 8 when it talks about the covenant. And it's damn near verbatim, word for word. That's how we're living our lives. And it's got to stop, man. We're passing these law-breaking activities that we're doing against the God of Israel. Over and over again. It's not going to get any better. Give me Jeremiah 2:33. Baba Kusha. We're not. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
Why are you trimming your ways to seek love? Why? Because you're going to get accepted by the oppressor's America? The oppressor's system is going to accept you now? Because you got a jersey on? Well, I forgot you black and Hispanic. So you got the baseball cap on, you got the jersey on, you got the socks and the drawers and the boxers to match. And the women went to go get their nails done and put the mascot on the nails because that's going to help the team win. Is that what you did? You made a cake and put the logo on the cake and you cut a cake, put fire to it, burning fire to their gods. Is that what you did? And then God loves you. Really? Some of y'all prayed, right? Some of y'all just prayed before. I'm pretty sure it was a whole set of church Christians who actually prayed, holding hands, saying, please let our team win. I mean, listen, if you didn't do it, you saw the players do it. The players, they get on their knees in the locker room and they pray. And they're what? They're all church Christians. All of them. Because a real Israelite man and woman that know who they are, they're not going to be wicked and forsake the Lord God of Israel and make a covenant with the heathen. It says they built a place of exercise. A place of exercise is a stadium, a big, huge stadium, a gymnasium. And it's no different. It's no different than the Olympics. It's not. It's no different. It's no different than the Olympics, man. It's not. It's no different than the gladiator games that we play right now. It's not. It's absolutely no difference. There's no difference in Prometheus, right? Which is got something to do with Olympius, and them running around to this day still half naked doing track and field games. It's the same. It doesn't change. It's the same exact things that are going on now that they did back then. And the whole time, what's happening is you have Canada, right? And all the I don't know if people know this, right? Captain Yatazak laced me up on it. You have the truckers that are in Canada right now, right? And they are revolting. The truckers, they're not even driving their trucks because they're revolting over the vaccine right now. You got Russia, you have Ukraine, right? Who are set in motion to go to war and to fight. America, sitting on the couch or sitting at a stadium, supporting the oppressor, buying hot dogs, drinking beer, and eating popcorn because you fell for the bread and circus. That's what you did. Now you can read for me. All right, give me Judges. Give me Judges chapter 16, verse 25, Baba Kusha. And what we're about to go into, Samson, right? This is Samson, and when they wanted Samson, they got drunk, right? They got drunk, and they wanted Samson to entertain for them. Judges chapter 16, verse 25. All right. And they wanted Samson to perform for them. That day is just like this day. I'm trying to get that with you, all right? Judges 16:25. All right, go ahead.
Okay. This is the book of Judges, chapter 16, verse 25. And it came to pass.
Put that mic closer.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass when their hearts were merry that they said, call for Samson.
Call who?
Call for Samson.
They said call for Samson. Keep going.
That he may make us sport.
Hold on. Whoa. There go the word right there. That he must what? That he may make us what?
That he may make us sport.
Let me tell you something, y'all. Just like back in the day, they doing Samson right now. They think that you're just a sport. That's it. You're just commodity. That's the word I was looking for. You're just commodity for their commerce. That's all you are. Basically, you a slave. You're an entertainer to them. You're not an Israelite to them. You're not if you think you're African American, you're not that to them. You're not human to them. You're not part of the human race. You are entertainment. You are a sport to them. The same way they did, I cannot remember the name. When they painted their faces in the operas, right? What is it? It starts with an M. I cannot remember it. Huh? No, not the mimes. No. It's minstrel or something. I think they said minstrel, right? Something like that. And they would do the minstrels, and they would paint their faces and then turn around and say jokes and tease and make fun of black people. These days they call it blackface, right? What Gucci did, but it's called minstrel, the way they would do operas and sing and things like that. Bread and circus. And it was worse because they would get blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to go to those events and say, look at how we're teasing you. And you're going to pay for this entertainment. That's all the entertainment that there ever was. Right? Not too long ago, before Richard Pryor came and Red Fox came, all the greats, all the jokes were racist as hell against blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, man. Right. That's why they're still today having trouble with people closing their damn mouth saying the N-word. Because it's saying the N-word and teasing and making fun of God's chosen people is so embedded and deeply rooted inside of America's culture, it's almost impossible to get it out. That's why there's no such thing as an isolated case. Because it's going to come out everywhere. And it's embedded into the people, man, for generations. Right? That's why they have what they call I call it a template, right? An apology template letter. You know what I'm saying? We're sorry. We don't have any type of racist things going on, and we and here at so and so company, we completely separate ourselves from such degrading and inhumane language. The person has been put on administrative leave until this point to where we do our own internal investigation. But we are sorry. The words that were said and the thoughts expressed have nothing to do with the way our company. That's a damn template that they passed around already. See what I'm saying? If you really love America, you would push forward with critical race theory. If you really love blacks and Hispanics, Native Indians, if you really wanted to get down to the root of what the problem of racism is in America, you would go to Commanding General YAHANNA and he'll tell you. You know what? I tell you what he's gonna pull, right? This is what he's gonna pull. He's gonna go straight to Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Right? So you can hold that because we're gonna get that next. Go ahead and see what they did to Samson. Go ahead.
And they called for Samson out of the prison house.
Oh, what? Where was Samson?
And they called for Samson out of the prison house.
I told you earlier that what? You say you ain't gonna do nothing for the oppressor until you get hungry, until you're put in a position, or until the oppressor purposely places you in a position to where you have to come out like Samson did. Read.
Oh, God. And he made them sport.
And what did he do?
And he made them sport.
He looked like Amos and Andy. What did he do?
And he made them sport.
He did the old fetching step. He did what?
And he made them sport.
He did the old shuffle. He did what?
And he made them sport.
Keep going.
And they set him between the pillars.
There you go. That's enough. That's enough for now. You see what I'm saying? So at any opportunity, go ahead. You can read the next one real quick. Give me Ezekiel 35 and 5. You go to Commanding General YAHANNA, and more than likely, it's going to be one of the first scriptures he pulled. Right? It's all one body. Okay? I guarantee you, before your little meeting's over, Commanding General YAHANNA is going to pull this scripture to let you know that critical race theory and the reason why it exists and the reason why you don't want to talk about critical race theory. Here's the scriptures right here. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 35.
No, it's not. Not verse 35.
So like in verse 5.
Right.
Because thou hast a perpetual hatred.
Thou hast had, read it just like it say.
Okay. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Right. For thou hast had A perpetual hatred. Keep going.
And has shed the blood of and have shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Stop right there. Perpetual hatred. We know what hatred is. Perpetual means what? Perpetual means what? Either one of y'all know? Anybody in the class? No, go ahead. Right. Continual. Give me some more.
Salakia. This is the definition of perpetual. Never ending or changing.
Never ending or changing. Never ending means what? I'm going to help you with it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forever. Okay? Don't let me fool you. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 ever. That's what perpetual means. Ongoing. It's they're always gonna hate. Our oppressor is always going to hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians for the rest of their life. From generation, from generation, from generation. That's all they know how to do. We have been fighting from the womb. Esau and Jacob. We've been fighting. And it's never gonna stop. You see what I'm saying? There's always a protagonist and an antagonist. Protagonist was Abel, antagonist was Cain. Cain killed Abel. You see what I'm saying? You're always going to have righteous and unrighteous, good and bad. That's why the Lord say what? Christ said what? Somebody give me that verse when it say a bad tree can't produce good fruit. In Matthew. All right? That's just the way it is. You have 7 and 17. That sounds like it's it. Go ahead.
Come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit.
Every good tree is going to bring forth good fruit. Right? You'll see you righteous, man. We come from a righteous seed. That's why the Bible is talking about trees and branches. Right? Trees meaning nations, like your family tree. Right? So each tree that's a good tree is going to bring forth good fruit, meaning good work. Right? Keep going.
Come. But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
But a corrupt tree is going to bring forth what?
Evil fruit.
Evil fruit, man. To run a bread and circus game, a dog and pony show on blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, and for us to just fall for it because we think it's all about literal entertainment, man, is one of the biggest mistakes that we could ever make in our lives, because the scriptures say never trust thine enemy, man. Never trust your enemy. That other microphone work? Yeah, you grab that so I can go back and forth to move through this. Is that on? Say something.
Shalom.
Okay, we good. Shalom. All right. Yeah, see what I'm saying? So we have to make sure that we're not trusting our enemy, man. See what I'm saying? Go ahead. Let me see. Go to Daniel chapter 1, verse 4. You out? Oh, okay, gotcha. Again, we're gonna get where this is where Nebuchadnezzar. Let me get that with you before I explain it, all right? So I can skim over the verse and give people a context. Yeah, this is when Nebuchadnezzar took our children, right? We're talking about when they took our children, they took what? The chief of our children, right, into slavery. That's what Nebuchadnezzar did, right? They get our strong children. You understand? They get our strong children and they make them weak. That's what they do. This is when Nebuchadnezzar, read what Daniel said in verse 4.
Daniel chapter 1, verse 4. Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored.
They did what?
But well favored.
It was children with no blemish. We mean perfect, boy. Perfect children. Blemish, man, meaning they don't sin, they don't do anything, man. But well favored. Keep going.
and skillful in all wisdom.
Nah, they got thugs and robbers and murderers and weed smokers. What they get?
Skillful in all wisdom.
Yeah, they got engineers, they got doctors and lawyers, right? That's who they got. Skillful in all wisdom. Keep going.
And cunning in knowledge.
And cunning in knowledge. Meaning you cannot outthink listen, it took 3 women to have America Space Force go to the moon, man. Hidden Figures. There's a movie out on it. Cunning and knowledge. Meaning no one is smarter than Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. That's what that means. Cunning. You can't outthink us. We got this knowledge, wisdom. Right? Impossible. Sulaki. You know what I'm saying? Look at Captain Tazaryak. How he battled and slaughtered the conscious community, man. And made fools out of our Moorish brothers. They all Israelites. That's why I say Moorish brothers. They all Israelites. They just lost. They just lost. Look how he make a fool out of any competition. Look how he made a fool. Captain Kaiser made a fool out of a Jewish guy. Remember the debate? Talking about he's Jewish. Man, they making fools out these dummies, man. Because Black, Hispanic, Native Indian descent, we are cunning in knowledge. And it's each one teach one. And once we learn, it's over. Talking about science not in the Bible. Read out.
And cunning in knowledge and understanding science.
And doing what?
Understanding science.
And understanding science. I remember when General Mahaiman came here, and when he came here to one of the cookouts, he had that whole board right there, that eraser board, right? And he was doing the breakdown of Genesis and the creation of the world. And you should have seen. I'm trying to say without laughing. You should have seen Houston, right? Because that's when we was young when he did that. He was breaking it down, and when he went over there, everybody from over here ended up right over there. We got out of our seats, and we was like feet from him while he was breaking that down. You feel what I'm saying? You know why? Because we are understanding in science. We saw the imagery that General Mahaiman laid open for us. We could see it. He was drawing the earth, and like he didn't really have to even explain himself. Now this is this right here, and this is he was just scribbling. This is gonna be this right there. We're gonna make this the land. We're gonna make this a tree. The scribbles. But to us, we understood the science. You understand? Keep going.
And such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
Good night. Keep going.
And whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
And that's what they try to do, right? And they took the best of us, right? And they used us, man. They took the best of us. They took the scientists and the teachers, and they make our children weak by giving them the bread and circus, man. That's what they do. They take the best of our flock, the best of our firstlings. You see what I'm saying? The best of our children. They take our Michael Jordans. You understand? They take our best actors, right? And they hit them with the bread and circus with a threat behind it. With a threat behind it, right? Listen, we are the real Jews. What Nick Cannon said was absolutely wonderful. But Nick Cannon, you know what he wanted to hear more? We told him, Nick, you saying the right thing. You our brother, man. Push forward. We gonna back you, man. Nick ain't hear that. You know what he heard? He heard his phone ring, and some Jewish executive called him and said, we're canceling your Viacom. That's what he heard. See what I'm saying? So he's not a leader. Our gates languish because of that. You see what I'm saying? We need strong, righteous men to lead. And you know what I'm getting to? They are only found in the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, that started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the most controversial man in America, Commanding General YAHANNA, who breathes nothing and nothing but priests and prophets and listen, man, and fighters, man, and warriors. You understand? We are certified and authorized and ordained, man, to go out on these streets and raise up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Who else is going to show you about the bread and the circus? Your Christian pastor? Is it T.D. Jakes standing by a drop top in a cowboy jersey? A drop top with some Dayton's on it. He probably at the game sitting front and center. Probably. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So no, they're not our leaders, man. We need people that's going to tell us the truth. You see what I'm saying? Instead of being involved in gladiator games. Right? All right, so let's get some more. Let me see. I explained that. Okay, so give me Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22, Baba Kushah. Yeah, chapter 4, verse 22.
Got another one, Khan. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22.
Yep.
For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sawdust children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
You hear that? Somebody look up the word sodish. I'm gonna show you something. You already own it? No, you ain't. The Lord, which listen, like you want body over there like that. Good night. Come on with it now.
This is the Merriam-Webster example of sadish. Somewhat
sodish.
Sodish.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's all right.
Somewhat sad.
Huh?
It says somewhat sad, but
it depends on what context. I don't know if you're looking at at the right context or whatever.
What's the spelling, sir?
Sottish. Sottish.
Got it.
Okay, let's get it.
Here's the definition of sottish: foolish, stupid. For my people are stupid.
Man, listen, man, that's the Lord speaking through Jeremiah. And listen, before Jeremiah went out, Jeremiah was like, Lord, I'm kind of young now. You know, they might get on me, Lord. You see what I'm saying? They might get on me, Lord, because I'm going off on them like, that's good. I mean, you think they're going to get on me? Listen, Lord, they might do something to me, right? And the Lord, listen, and the Lord told him, let me tell you, the Lord told him to get and go out there, man. Because he said, Lord, I cannot speak, for I'm just a child. That's what he said. Right? And then the Lord told him, listen, man, don't go out and say you a child. Don't do that. Don't go out and say you a child. Right? You go out and you tell him I sent you. That's what you do. You go out and you tell him I sent you, and whatever I command you, that's what you need to speak. So Jeremiah went out and told the people, let me tell you something, Israel. Y'all stupid. Y'all foolish, man. Because y'all so quick to do. Read the scripture again. Baba Kushah.
Jeremiah chapter 4.
Verse 22.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sawdust children.
Damn.
And they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
Damn, that's us. Is that not us? That's us. We so wise, man, to do evil. Why are we so wise? You know, who's wise as a serpent? Right? Lord told Lord, meaning Christ, told the disciples to go out there and do what? Be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Why you say wise as serpents? Because that serpent that was a snake in the garden that grew up to be a big old dragon, he's real wise at doing evil. He wakes up on his bed. That's all he do. and wonder how to throw the bread and circus at you. That's it. We're being attacked through television, through radio, through propaganda, through the media, right? On magazines, right? And then you ready for this one? Because I'm going to talk about this for a little bit. Social media. This is how we're being manipulated the most right now, because we're living in the world of social media. That bread and circus, Facebook, depending on how you use it now, right? They got that bread and circus to get you hooked, because anything that you look up on your Google, it'll appear on your timeline that you looked it up immediately. I look up, Wingstop. Let me get some wings. Now I got Wingstop commercials going through on my Facebook. I'm like, damn. So what we have to do is not get caught up in the bread and circus that's on TikTok, right? We have to remain and use those social medias as a platform to elevate the truth, to push our positive and righteous agenda, not to get caught up in looking at dropping it like it's hot for damn 4 hours, being absolutely unproductive, because that's what social media will do to you. You have a lot of people who are like celebrities and things like that. They hold themselves to looking at their phones for like 2 hours a day. That's it. That's it. Talk about putting a chip. Nobody has to put a microchip in you. Just give you a damn iPhone, man, and you'll never put it down. God damn, listen, if it's waterproof, you'll take a shower with it. That's it. It's on you 100%. You're talking about getting cancer. However you say 5G, what they say, 5G, 60, 5G, don't mess with the 5G and all that. But if you go jogging, you'll use some type of Velcro and put it to your skin and keep on running. You don't care. Have it in your pocket all day, have it in your hand all day. That's what our people have to stop and understand, man. Right? That bread and circus is right before your eyes, man. And I tried to name as much as I could today, man. Again, we have the rodeo in Texas. That's what's coming up. That's the new bread and circus right now. Right? Taking people who don't deserve to be the face of black heritage and putting them as the face of black heritage, and they haven't done anything for the community of black people. That's what you call a bread and circus. But you have wicked Negroes, wicked Israelites who are willing to sign a covenant with the heathen to do whatever they have to do to rise to the top, make the oppressor more money, while doing what? Excluding their own people and pushing them out the way, because they themselves are caught up in the bread and circus. You see that? Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 10. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 21, 22, Bible Show. I hope I'm telling you that right. Go to 20 and 21. Read it when you get it.
Con. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils.
This is Paul talking to the Corinthians. So don't say that Paul didn't follow Yahawashi Mashiach's agenda, because he did. He followed it to a T. And I'm specifically going to this verse because Paul uses the word devil. He says it multiple times right here. He says devils. Devils are people. The word devil means deceiver. That's all it means. A deceiver, someone who distracts, someone who plays the role of a charlatan, someone who deviates from the Lord God of Israel, right? Of what he has planned out. They deviate from that script. They don't follow that. You understand? That's what a devil is, a liar. And who has deceived and lied and distracted and gave the bread and circus to blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians? More than our oppressor. Who is that? If it's not the so-called white man, then who is it? Who is it? Please tell me. You see, and that's why you got to pay for his crimes. That's why your judgment has to come. It's going to come swift. It's going to come smooth, swift, that you're not going to see it coming. That's what the Lord say. Thus saith the Lord God of Israel. He is going to return, and heathen nations have to pay for the crimes that they've committed. Bread and circus is a crime. It's most definitely a crime. Right? So let's go ahead and get biblically it is. All right. So go ahead and give me again from the top.
Another one come. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils.
They sacrifice to who?
To devils.
No, to people.
To devils.
Yeah, to devils out of Paul's own mouth. Right? So now you're going to the football game and you may think that it's just, it's all fun and games. Right? And you're just having some fun. The oppressor is sacrificing to devils. Again, you can trace all of these holidays, as he calls them. You can trace them back to heathen gods. You can trace them back to abominations and to idol worship that God of Israel warned, told, and specified for the children of Israel do not take part in such defiled abominations. He told us that, right? So you think it's just a Super Bowl when it's really some Roman, Greek, mythological God that you're serving, right? Along with Valentine's, right? I was going to get into that, but I know, I'm not going to get into that because I know office is going to teach that tomorrow anyway. We got a feast of Purim tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is Valentine's Day, man? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about two gay men. I don't want to talk about two gay men that was in some military that was fighting, taking out people's hearts and bringing it to each other because they love each other. Why the hell would I talk about that? You know what I'm saying? I could care less about Lupercilia, man. And that whole damn listen, I'm not getting into it, right? We're talking about the bread and circus right now, all right? So Paul just called them devils. Out of Paul's mouth. For anybody in the church that thinks that, everybody can be saved and everybody's on the same side and we're all equal, that's a damn lie. That's bread and circus. That's Christianity. And right here, Paul is saying, read it again from the top.
But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils.
So, keep going.
And not to God.
So they sacrifice to devils and not to God. Everybody's not the same. That's plain. Stop being goofy. That's not what you're saying. You can listen to that and interpret that as it being that some people on the planet, as these people, as devils, that's sacrificing, but not to God. Right? And we're talking about the God of Israel, not the believers versus the non-believers. Right? And if you do think that, it's the Israelites who believe versus the Israelites who don't believe. All right? It's not heathen nations, man. These devils are these heathen nations on here that Paul is referring to. Devils, people, right? Who give the bread and circus, idol worship, and all of this stuff to the children of Israel. And because we're captors, slaves in the land of our oppressor, we end up following along with the traditions and the customs, and that has been the destruction of Israel. And that's what we're going to change. All right, that's what we're going to change, man. Read the next verse.
Verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
Read it again.
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
Read it again.
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
Read it one more time.
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
You got to pick a side. You cannot fall for the bread and circus. and make customs and covenants, make agreements and covenants with the heathen, and then turn around and say you with your people. You can't marry into another heathen nation and turn around and say that you love the women of your own nation. You understand what I'm saying? You can't go out and deal with the oppressor and make them tons of money off of your name, off of your reputation, off the hard work that you've done, the services that you put in, and then turn around and give nothing back to your people. You can't do that. You have to choose a side. That's what the Lord is telling you. You see what I'm saying? It's a winning side and it's a losing side. The Lord God of Israel is the winning side. And everything else, whatever the hell that is the losing side. Period. Right? So you can't play both sides of the fence. Give me some more.
Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
Read it again.
Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
Read it one more time.
Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table. You can't. You cannot be the one who gets caught up in the Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? And loving those teams, but then do what? Tomorrow, you go and celebrate Valentine's Day when you should be blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians coming into the house of the Lord to celebrate and recognize the Feast of Purim. You cannot do both. And guess what? The oppressor is making sure that you don't do both. That's why, guess what? They're both on the same day. Yeah. This year, they're both on the same day. So if you've been faking and fronting and you in a fake Israelite group or whatever you think you got going on, you got fringes on your t-shirt, whatever the hell you claim that you supposed to be, the Lord gonna find out if you really about that life this year. He gonna find out about that, right? So tomorrow is the Feast of Purim, the 14th and the 15th. Yep, 4 and 5, right? The 14th and the 15th. Now, what are you going to do? You going to buy flowers for your girl? That's what you're going to do. You're going to buy flowers for your mama, right? You're going to sell out. You're going to forsake the laws of God. That's what you're going to do. And then you're going to act like you're going to see the Israelites on the corner. You're going to see the I.S.U.P.K on the corner. What's up, man? I'm rocking with y'all. You ain't rocking with us. You got a bouquet of flowers in the back seat. How do we know? Because she got purple and pink balloons that say I love you always and happy Valentine's Day. So who are you going to stand with? You going to stand with the Lord's table? Or you going to stand with the table of devils? Which one are you going to stand with, huh? You going to drink from the cup of the Lord or you going to drink from the cup of devils? The choice is yours. Don't get caught up in the don't get caught up in the bread and circus. Because it's there for you. Steer clear of the bread and circus. You've been warned. And with that, pass the class over to priest and officer, your Yagram. Yeah, for the security announcers right here. Yeah, control. Get that camera for him out. Where your crown at? Come to the school. They are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. They need transportation. The teacher will arrange. All right. Do that, huh? After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person,
he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister.
Take your time, man.
There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each
Kind
other.
of mic.
After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will
Start over on the microphone so they can hear you, all right?
come. These are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will get to court each other.
Take your time, man.
After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'asharah means 10% in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocations. The feast of Purim on the 14th day and the 15th on the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month, Monday 14th, February, and Tuesday 15th on February 2022. This comes out of the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. This concludes the security announcement.
All right. With that, I majim, which means to stand. Give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, I majim Shabbat, Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yashbakatam. Yajmata. One courtesy salute, turn to the sisters. One courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I majim Shabbat, I majim Barak. Yahweh Shemon Lathan Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Yajmata. Dismissed. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it.